number one. You still want to follow him? You have to deny yourself. That's just the opposite of what this country teaches, right? This country teaches me, myself, and I. This country teaches go get all you can. This country teaches look after for numero uno. That's what I'm looking after. That's what I'm doing. But Jesus is going to say, if you want to follow me, if you are called a Christian, if you're called by my name, then you've got to deny yourself. Let me tell you what that word deny means. That word deny means have nothing to do with self. It's not about you. You still want to follow him? It's not about you. It's not about what you want, where you want to go, when you want to go, how you want to go, how much you want to get for it. It's not about you. You must deny yourself. Have nothing to do with self. You're looking for somebody, you're looking out for somebody else. You're always thinking about somebody else. Lord, can I bless? Lord, who can I bless? Lord, where can I go? Lord, what can I give? Lord, what service can I provide? Lord, how can I help at the church? Lord, how can I help that neighbor down the street? Lord, how can I help that child? I know he doesn't have a father in the house. I know he's running amok. I know he's trying to find his way. I know, Lord, how can I help that young lady? Lord, how can I? Always looking for somebody else. Always looking out for somebody else because you're denying self. To deny self means this. Your neighbor says, I need to go somewhere. Can you take me somewhere? Oh, no, gas is $6 a gallon. No, I don't know about that. Or if you give me some gas money, that's what we used to say growing up. Always ask for gas money. You want me to take you somewhere? That'd be $10. You got to give me $10 in gas money. Why? Because gas is getting expensive. But the one who's denying self says, oh, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt the budget. But it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about Christ. And if God has brought this person in my path and asked me to do something and I can do it, that's denying self. You still want to get in? Jesus is going to ask you to deny yourself, to do just the opposite of what this country is telling you to do, or this culture teaches you to do. You must deny yourself first. And thinking about other people, I want you to keep your finger in Matthew chapter 16. Go to one of my favorite verses, especially today in today's climate. Old Testament and Deuteronomy chapter 24. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 24. One of my favorites. This country needs to read this every day. In Deuteronomy 24, starting at verse 10, I'm not thinking about myself. I'm denying self because that's the Jesus I want to follow. That's the criteria that Jesus gives me if I want to follow him. Deuteronomy 24, verse 10. When you make your neighbor a loan of any sort, you shall not enter his house to take his pledge. That's disrespectful. That's rude. Bust in the house, get ready to take his pledge that he has to give you because you've loaned him something. Verse 11, you shall remain outside. Stay outside. Don't embarrass his wife. Don't embarrass the kids. Don't get all loud. Stay outside. And the man to whom you make the loan shall bring the pledge out to you. Give the man his dignity. You're looking out for him. Yeah, he had to come to you to borrow. Do you know how hard it is for a man to go to somebody and say, I need some help. Can I borrow something? My wife needs something. My kids, my children need something. And I can't provide it. That's difficult. That's a hard thing. I can't do it. So can I borrow something? And you get, for somebody to get all loud and get all undignified and cause me to lose my dignity in front of my wife or my kids. Oh, how terrible that would be. God's word says, stay outside. Let the man come to you. Not in front of wife and kids and everything like that. It's his dignity. You're thinking about him. You're denying you. You're thinking about him. Verse 12. If he's a poor man, don't you sleep with his pledge. Don't you keep it with you that night. You know he's poor. Verse 13, when the sun goes down, you shall surely return the pledge to him, that he may sleep in his cloak and bless you. And it will be righteousness for you before the Lord your God. Sometimes the only thing I've got to give is the clothes on my back. I need food for my family. I need this provision for my family. But all I've got are the clothes on my back. Can I give you that? Can I give you that for this exchange or whatever? And when you give it up to him, this word is saying, give him that cloak back. He needs it that night. He needs to sleep with his cloak, in his cloak. And God will bless you. And that will be righteousness for you before the Lord your God. If we're going to follow Christ, denying self means the dignity of other people is priority and important. Why? Because everybody, the ones that love Jesus and the ones that don't, everyone was created in the image of God. They all have that image of God in them, and they deserve that respect and that dignity at all times. I don't care who it is. It doesn't matter who it is. Verse 14, you shall not oppress a hired servant, a day laborer. That's the word, a day laborer. They need to work every day to provide for them. They need the money from their work today to feed their family tomorrow. And if they don't get it, their family's going to be hungry tomorrow. They've got to look at their kids and know that they can't provide. You shall not oppress that day laborer who is poor and who's needy, whether he's one of your own countrymen or one of the foreigners who is in your land, in your towns. Shame on a person who would distinguish between the two. They're poor. They're needy. They need help. They need help right now. They're that day laborer, and they need to be paid today. Verse 15, you shall give him his wages on his day before the sun sets, before the end of the day, because he's poor. And he set his heart on it, so that he will not cry against you to the Lord, and it becomes sin in you. Shame on us when we withhold that from that day laborer that is his sustenance and his family's sustenance. That sin, that will be a sin against us. Denying ourselves. Verse 16, verse 18. You shall remember, verse 17, You shall not pervert the justice due to a foreigner among you or the orphan, nor take a widow's garment in pledge. Dignity. Verse 18, but you shall remember, you were a slave once, remember? Don't you ever forget that. You were slaves. You were slaves and you were in need. You needed help. You were slaves in Egypt, and that the Lord your God, he redeemed you. Therefore, God says, I command you to do this thing. Don't you dare pervert justice for the foreigner among you. Don't you dare pervert justice for the widow or the orphan. Don't you dare do that. I command you to not do this thing. Verse 19, other people, denying self, other people. Verse 19, when you reap your harvest in your fields, the harvest that I gave you, I sent the rain, I sent the sunshine, I sent those good days. You have a harvest because of me, not because of you. When you go to reap your harvest, verse 19, in your fields, and you forgot that you left some out in the field, don't you go back there and get it again. Don't you go back a second time. Don't you go through that field that second time. God, verse 19, it shall be for the foreigner, it shall be for the orphan, and it shall be for the widow, in order that the Lord your God may bless you in all the works of your hands. There's your welfare system. Who's in charge of the welfare system? Who's responsible for the welfare system? God's people are. Folks who call themselves by God's name. I am Christian. I've joined myself to the name of Christ, and I am responsible for my neighbor. I am responsible. So when I'm reaping that harvest, some of that is meant to help those who are needy, in need, and need help, not just about me and how much I can make from this crop this year. God will bless you. God will bless you in all the works of your hands when you do this. And he's going to say it again, verse 20. Verse 20, when you beat your olive tree, don't you go over it twice. Don't you take and go over that bough twice. Don't you do it again. It shall be for the foreigner, for the fatherless, and for that widow. God's people are providing for the people in need. Now, I know a lot of econ professors and sociologists and political people who can twist it all up and make you think that that's a bad system or a bad system, because we start thinking this way. What about the person that doesn't want to work? We start thinking that way. What about the person who's just lazy, he's not working on anything, just expecting to live off of me and what I provided, and don't want to go to work and we can keep going through all of those games and all those hoops. There's no conditional statement in God's command. You take care of. You take care of. Why? This is what I need to do. I need to learn how to give. How to give. I need to learn how to provide. I need to learn how to help. Why? Because God did for me. See, we think we got up this morning, woke ourselves up this morning, breathed the breath of life in us this morning. We think sometimes that it's us who have the strength to go to work. My strength, went to work this morning, and I worked all day, and I provided for my family, and I made that money, and I tuned my mind, and I did these things, and I. We think it was I. The very God that we say we worship has your very next breath in his hands, has your very next heartbeat. He gives that to you. He gives that to us. And we've got the audacity to think it's us. And we get arrogant. And God says, the breath I gave you, it was to worship me and bless me and glorify me in helping other people. You didn't do it. You didn't earn that. You didn't go there. You didn't. God did, and God does. And he tells us a third time, verse 21. When you go to gather your grapes in your vineyard, you shall not go over it again, not twice. How many times does God have to say it? You're responsible for the foreigner, for the fatherless, for the widow. You're responsible. You're responsible. You're responsible. But Lord, but Lord, but Lord. There are no ifs, ands, or buts. There are no conditionals. I need to learn to give. I need to do that, because that forces me to say, thank you, Lord. It wasn't mine and it wasn't me. It forces me to lift my eyes up to God. It forces me, instead of being prideful, like I did it, prideful. C.S. Lewis said this: pride is the greatest of sins. Pride causes me to look down on people, look down on other people, those who are less fortunate, those who can't pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. Pride makes me look down on people. And when that person who's full of pride, who's always looking down at people, those are the people who never recognize that there's somebody above them, that there's somebody higher than them, that there's somebody that they're responsible to. Pride keeps my head down instead of up, recognizing who it is that has given and provided me with everything that I have. Verse 22 in Deuteronomy 24 ends this way: don't you ever forget you were a slave in the land of Egypt. Don't you ever forget. Don't you forget, don't you forget, don't you forget. Therefore, that's why I'm commanding you to do this thing, because you were in need. You were a slave. Don't you remember how that felt when you were in need? I just need a C-note. I just need a bill. I just need a couple of dollars to get to the end of the month. There's so many of us that live where there's more month left over than the money that we've got for the month. And I've got bills to pay, and God provides, and God has provided. How dare we not for somebody when they need, and they're in need like that? Well, Christ rose back. Go back to Matthew chapter 16 with me. Matthew chapter 16, Christ is going to tell the disciples, I'm pulling up my watch, Pastor. You tell me. You just give me the signal, Pastor. You just give me the signal. Jesus is going to tell the disciples, so if you want to follow me, if you want to get in, if you want to call yourself a Christian, number one, deny self. That means start looking out for others, looking out for others, looking out for others. Even when you don't have, Lord, how can I help somebody else? What can I do? I don't have money to give somebody, but I got some other stuff. Disciples were walking by the man. Remember, they say, money, money, money. Can you give me some money? I don't have anything. And the disciple said, look, silver and gold have I none, but what I do have, I offer you. It's Jesus Christ. Sometimes we need to say, sometimes we think, I got to have something to give somebody something. You got strength in your body, don't you? That neighbor needs that yard cut. Just go cut the yard. That neighbor needs help with just cleaning the windows of the house. That neighbor just needs somebody to watch that child while they do this or do that. That neighbor, you do have strength in your body. You have whatever you have. Like that little boy, I don't have much. I got some fish, a couple of pieces. I got a little bread. That's all God is asking you. Just what do you have that he can use, that you can use to bless somebody with? Matthew 16, he says, then you must deny yourself, look out for others, take up your cross. Take up your cross. Listen, Jesus, where are you going? To the cross. Jesus, where are you going? To die. Jesus, where are you going? To sacrifice my life. And he rolls up, and Jesus rolls up, and he says, follow me. See, we think that sometimes that cross, that you take up your cross every day, we think it's the little minor things in life. You know, oh man, my cross today, my cross that I got to bear today, boy, this husband, boy, this man he's just on my last nerve. It's this wife, it's this child, these irritations, and oh, that's my cross to bear today. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is, but it's not. Jesus is going to say, listen, I'm going to die. Follow me. There's no other way to interpret this. There's no other way to look at this. Ride with me. Come with me. Follow me. If you call yourself a Christian, follow me to the cross, to death. Oh, that's a scary thought. Now you're sitting there, and you got to decide. You got to make the decision. I haven't done an altar call in a long time. Altar calls are serious. They're serious. An altar call is me inviting you to follow Christ to the cross. And we don't teach it that way. Oh, come to the cross. Come down to the altar and get saved and accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and your bills will start to get paid, and you'll be prosperous, and you'll do all these things, and you'll get this and you'll get that, and follow me. To follow me is an invitation. Is an invitation to die to self. To die. And that's what they need to know. So think about it. I offer you Christ. I'm offering you Christ, to follow Christ. And it means you're going to deny self. This world is not what you're going to love anymore. This world is not what you're following and pursuing. It is to die to self. It's to deny self. It's walk with him to the cross. Now you think about that. And when you've thought about that, and you have decided God has worked on your heart enough, personal, real personal, and you still want to follow Christ, come to Christ. Come to Christ. But you think about it. I want you to think about it. I don't want you to just jump down here and come down here and pray and think because you've prayed, you are saved. You're not. Salvation happens on the inside. It doesn't happen because you just said some prayer at the altar. It's what you've decided you're going to do. I have decided to follow Jesus. No what? No turning back. No turning back. I've made that decision, and that follow is to one place and one place only. Jesus said, you've got to take up this cross to follow me. You've got to deny yourself. So now it becomes real. It is not a game. It's not an intellectual, it's not, me and my son were talking about intellectual religion. People who believe God out of intellect, but they don't do what he's called them to do. They're not involved in what he's called them to be involved in. They're not active. They're not pursuing Christ. They're not praying. They don't even pray. And they want to say, they think that prayer is this. 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning on the freeway. Well, Lord, you know what kind of day I got today. Lord, you know, it's going to get crazy today, and they think prayer is just a conversation with God. Yeah, I prayed today. I was in my car this morning, and I was talking to God, and I was praying, and we're talking about what I needed to do today and what was going on and all this. Lord, you know what's on my mind. You know, that's a conversation with God. And that's part of it, but that's a conversation. That's a conversation. Prayer is going before the one that you know is the creator of your soul. And you have to bow in reverence before you open your mouth, before you say anything. Do you know who you are bowing before? Do you know whose very presence you are in? Oh, prayer starts with the heart, an act of contrition. Your heart feels broken and your heart feels shattered, and you feel like you're in the presence of holiness. It's not intellectual. It's not just a conversation. Do you know who you're talking to? That's prayer. And we need focus for that. We need some quiet time for that. And we need to hear him. And we need to bow before him. We need to bow our hearts before him. Not just, okay, I prayed my 5 minutes today. I talked to God for 5 minutes today. Okay, that's great. You talked to God for 5 minutes today. Did you listen? Did you just be quiet and listen? Were you still for a moment so that he could speak to you? Or did you just, you're standing in his holy presence. That's prayer. That's the call to prayer. And that takes God as an intellectual exercise out of here and makes it and puts it here and puts it here deep in the gut. It's here. I've got this relationship with him and it's real. He's real. I have been with him. He's been with me. It's not just an intellectual thing. Well, that takes us learning how to take our focus off us and onto him and onto others and taking up our cross. And look at verse 25 in Matthew 16. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it. Whoever wishes to save his life. If you want to save your life, you must lose it. You must lose this one. But whoever loses his life here, for my sake, the one who wants to find life, and they've got to lose their life here for my sake. Notice that in verse 25. Whoever loses his life for my sake, you lost something. You lost that job. You lost this. You lost your life. You were given up because you were rude and disrespectful. You were given up because you were rude and disrespectful or knucklehead or whatever. You lose life because of me. Because what you said or because what you refused to do on that, because what you said or because what you refused to do on that job. Boss has asked you to lie on that paper. The boss has asked you to cheat, steal or something, and you said, I cannot and I will not. The Christ in me will not let me do that. And you get let go or you get demoted or you whatever. That's the one who's losing life for Christ's sake. And that's what he's going to ask. If you want to do that, if you want to find life, you've got to lose yours. You've got to lose this one. For what will it profit a man if he gains everything, the whole world, and he forfeits his soul? How much is your soul worth? How much is your soul worth? Nothing here, right? Nothing here. Well, in John chapter 16. Jesus is going to say, listen to the disciples. Turn with me there. I'm closing with this. John chapter 16. So Jesus is telling them some hard stuff. Don't you come down to this altar yet. He rose up, follow me, ride with me. He wants you to think about it. He wants you to think about it. He wants you to think about it. He's telling them these things. He's telling them, I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to go to the cross and to die. But he tells them in John 16, verse 33, he tells them this. All of these hard things I have spoken to you. These tough words I've spoken to you so that you may have my peace. That you may have peace. Because in this world you're going to have trouble. But do you see that juxtaposition? You're going to have trouble. Oh, but there's peace. But there's peace. There's a peace with choosing to follow me. And in this world, you're going to have these tribulations. But I'm telling you the hard stuff now. I'm telling you the hard stuff before you get to this altar, so that you know there's a peace that comes with saying yes to Christ. There's a peace that comes. And what's even more important, take courage. Take courage. Take courage. The only promise, he rides up to you and he says, the only promise that I give you about following me to death, to the cross,